Hello, you cream of vomit soup. Jim Sterling here, and this is Pyre from Supergiant Games. I'm sure you're familiar with their work. If not, they produced Bastion, and they produced, what was that last one? Transistor. They're responsible for both those games. Games that have always had gorgeous artwork and fantastic music. And to me, I thought Bastion was okay, and I thought Transistor was good, but I always personally felt that, they use the music to kind of make things more emotionally impactful than they actually otherwise would be. And a lot of people hear each game has had a fantastic soundtrack, and Supergiant are wonderful at marrying music to visuals. And I consider that a very valuable artistic skill. But sometimes I feel like with Supergiant's games that kind of masks stuff. For me, the writing and story and gameplay elements of Transistor and Bastion were not quite brilliant enough to do the audio-visual stuff justice. And that is just me, and I realise that's not a super popular opinion. But I'm prefacing all this just to give you... I think you should have some background on the critics you're listening to. So that's my background with Supergiant's games, is mechanically and emotionally not quite as involved as the aesthetics lead me to feel like they should be. But I say all this because Pyre, I am really, 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 really bloody liking. I got this a couple of days ago. It's out today. I got a review copy. I've not done a full review yet, simply because obviously I'm still recovering and stuff from the operation and all that. So, in recovery and taking my time with stuff, I'm doing Splatoon 2 as well at the moment for review. But I figured I'd better get a video up. Especially because, like I say, this is my personal favourite of the Supergiant games thus far. So I really wanted to get some coverage out there as soon as I could. Yesterday was, Jimquisition stuff. But anyway, this is my pre-recorded footage. We've been playing on PS4. This is the gameplay element. The game's pretty evenly split between adventure game style character talking and just... going along a linear path with some choices here and there for story options and stuff. This is a character that we're learning to play. You just picked Tizo up here, or rather I just picked Tizo up here. Really should have cut the tutorial bit out. I don't know why I kept this bit in. Probably just to give you an idea of the dialogue stuff. Because as well as mechanically this game having my favourite gameplay of Supergiant stuff, this sort of, as you will see, 3-on-3 soccer style thing, or basketball, or whatever you want to do with it, whatever you want to call it, but it's a weird sort of fantasy sports 3-on-3 matchup situation with lots of different characters. You can only pick 3, but you expand a cast of characters with their own strengths and weaknesses, their own ability to move and score and stuff like that. Tizo I like. Tizo can fly, which makes Tizo difficult to grab by other enemies. As you can see here, every character has a little blue circle around it. That's their aura, which I think is governed by their presence stat. You can see character stats up at the top left of the screen here: glory, quickness, presence, hope. They all pertain to like respawn time, movement speeds, your aura size. Anyway, if they've got orange auras, and you can shoot the auras at characters, or you can make the characters touch your aura. Ooh, cheeky. There we go. Well, we both knocked each other out there. As you see, I tried to shoot him. What I should have done was switch to the other character. I'm still... You can only control one character at a time, and the other ones just stay there. So you've got to... I'm just waiting for my stamina bar to recharge here, and there we go. So you can already see the basic mechanics. But to quickly go back to the auras, when you pick up the ball, your aura goes away, so if they touch you with their aura out, you're fucked. And they can shoot at you and all this kind of stuff. So you are imminently vulnerable while you're trying to make the goal. And the character that scored the goal can't be used next time, so it's a 2-on-3 scenario. But yeah, I mean, those are the basics. Obviously, there are more intricate things to consider throughout the game, especially with different skills and that. Not used... I forget exactly who all I'm using in this one. Oh yeah, I like Rookie a lot, which is a cur. That's the species, basically sentient dogs. Yeah, I didn't get there in time. I'm not very good at thinking in more than one place at any one given time. I'm not very good at thinking, if I'm perfectly honest with you. But they fucked that one up. So yeah, I'm really liking it. I really... It's such a clever idea. The way they've done it is really nicely done and really cleverly implemented. And everything else about Supergiant that people love, the music, the art style, that's all there. And for my personal money, for my personal reckoning, I think the writing and everything else, the engagement with characters and whatnot is even better, like way better. I think they've got a lot of allied characters. The cast just keeps expanding, and every single one is quite different and likeable in its own way. Like, I've had a real difficult time picking characters to play with, not just in terms of skill, but in terms of whether I like them as characters. Like, every single one is likeable, I think. Every single one's affable in its own way. Whether they're Shay, they're on the right. Well, I call her Shay. It's one of the choices you can make in the game, is she's got a lot of names you can choose to give her. She's the Moon-Touched child. She is sort of, I guess, kind of like, what's her face from Harry Potter? The Irish girl whose name I've forgotten. But, you know, can see things that aren't there, all that kind of stuff. Knows things, but comes across as not all there to other people. He's Edwin here. He's your sort of main guy, and that was a little look at the leveling system. Basically just 2 skill trees you can choose from. And this is the other match that I've got coming up here. I've selected 2. This one is... it's not late in the game, but it's certainly further along. I mean, everything here is a spoiler. I mean, if you're playing a narrative, such a narrative-heavy game as any game from Supergiant, then obviously you've got to be careful of that. So, you know, either you're still watching or you're not. Hello, if you still are. How are you? I'm fine. I'm good. Sort of. Ended up under the weather while recovering because my immune system's shit and everyone's been getting sick, and I knew I'd get sick. And I got sick on Thursday, and then I felt a lot better on Friday, and I felt alright on Saturday, and I was alright on Sunday. Monday, sort of a little bit sniffly. Then, of course, 4 in the fucking morning, slurpy and snorty the whole time, and now I feel a bit bleh, but that's fine. After this, I'll take some time, take the day. You know, that's the big problem, is I'm not allowing myself the amount of rest I need. But I like these characters, and this does need to go up because, like I said, it's launch day today, and that's timely, and it's nice to get a bit of timely stuff up. Although I will say my life has gotten so much easier now that I've stopped giving a fuck about embargoes completely. Like, half the time I'm not even asking for review copies anymore, even from companies that can send them to me. It's just less pressure and less worry for me to just buy it, you know? Just get it, and then do it in my own time. You know, I've been having to do that for about half the games that come out anyway, actually more than that, because people don't want me to look at their games, because they don't want me talking about them, because why would they? If we're being perfectly honest, why would they? Anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, this game's good. I don't know if I've expressed that yet. I really like the fact that everyone wears masks. They take them off, ruins the mystery, but everyone wears masks, and that's good, because I like masks. I don't know what else there is to say about it. What a shit review that'll be when I get round to writing it. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know what else to say. I'll say more. I'm off the cuff right now, aren't I? But I really like how every character handles differently as well. It's part of the reason why this is such a cut above the other games they've done, even if I'm really getting humiliated at the moment. The fight against the worms is somewhat tough, at least until they hand you at least 1 free score. That was good. So that's where you want to get a little bit more technical, is learning to intercept, although I'm fairly certain, and I didn't notice this at first, and I just saw it out the corner of my eye now, I'm fairly certain one of the enemy characters just walked into my fucking aura there and killed themselves. Tizo's aura works differently. The others sort of shoot them out in a linear path, Tizo does an area of effect, which is cool, and you know, you can get a wide area covered with it, but it's a little tough to pull off. I've tried to get them in that last round and missed. But here's our free score anyway. But yeah, as I was saying about every character feeling different, it's not just that they move at different speeds, they move with a different sense of fluidity as well. Your more humanoid characters do a lot of sprinting. Ruki, the cur, the dog character, who is probably the best one to use, which I haven't been using too much of in this video, but the dog character is basically just very fast and can double jump, which is even more reliable than the flying of Tizo. Here he is, he's really cool. Yeah, good intercept. Good intercept. And whether you're sprinting or jumping or flying or what have you, I think that was the double jump, it all takes away from your stamina meter. And this is one of those games where the use of a stamina meter is actually good, because the resource management is all part of the gameplay. And stamina goes down quick and comes back quick, but so it does the same for the enemies as well. So everyone's, you know, having to govern what they do, and that makes it good. And I think next to Dark Souls and games that copy Dark Souls, I can't think of other games in which a stamina meter feels like it's useful and feels like it actually makes the game more interesting and compelling rather than just gets in the fucking way. Horror games on Steam, hello. I'm sure there are others, but right now, off the top of my head, I can't think of them. But anyway, that was Pyre, and I hope you enjoyed it, because I'm going to go away now and let this fade out into the night. Goodbye, everyone. That'll do for a video, won't it? Yeah. Decaf. Many will say what's the point, but it's a ritualistic thing for me at this point.
Until the stars align.